Hey, it's PokeDad, and here we are, the finals of the World Tour, the self-proclaimed biggest Pokemon tournament ever. 240 battles are done, just 16 to go. If you're new and care about spoilers, come back to this one later. There are 16 videos in the series before this for you to catch up on. Otherwise, stick around, make sure to subscribe. We have 8 battles today featuring our final 16 trainers. Half the field will go home, the other half will carry on to the quarterfinals. And here are our final 16 trainers. Do we have the strongest 16 in the franchise? Yeah, probably not. There have been a whole bunch of upsets along the way, but many of the best are here, and even the surprise contenders are very good trainers. And now let's preview the 8 battles of round 5. First up, our top seed Blue will face Riley. To get this far, Blue has taken down the Misfortune Sisters, Hugh, Atticus, and everyone's favourite, Mirabee. The Kanto champion and our original rival brings a balanced squad to the tournament. It's hard to pick a weak link here. Each Pokemon has had good moments in the tournament so far. His opponent, Riley, brings a bunch of pseudo-legendaries, a big challenge for any team. On his way to round 5, Riley took down Wulfric, Coroner, Elite Four Larry, and Claire. But can his run continue? Next, old colleagues face off, Lance and Agatha. The Dragon Master has had a good run so far. On the way here, he beat Elisa, Brawley, Silver, and he scored a comeback win over Giovanni in a close block final. Lance's team is his PWT squad, stacked with dragons, his ace Dragonite by his side. He will face Agatha's ghosts. And yes, she does have more ghosts here than in most of her teams, but also a couple of her poison Pokemon round out her squad. Agatha snuck into the final 16 thanks to a fair amount of luck and, yeah, some cheese. On her way here, Agatha beat out Bryson, Choban, Iris, and her old rival Oak in the block final. Next up in Battle 3, the toddler Poppy takes on angsty Gladion. Poppy's had a good run so far, not too much difficulty, beating Sophocles, Lenora, Plumeria, and upsetting Nimona to reach round 5. Now, she may have a monotype squad, but Steel is always a tricky prospect to handle. Her opponent Gladion has more balance, led by a Fire Memory Silvally. And it's come in handy so far, with Gladion beating 2 Ice Trainers, Gaeric and Lorelei, as well as a mostly Steel-type team from Steven. In his block final, Gladion edged Kofu to advance. Rounding out the top half of the draw, Sabrina will meet Wally. Sabrina absolutely cruised through her block, no trouble at all, beating Mina, Kalaba, Diantha, and Raihan on her way to the finals. And she's ridden a pretty well-rounded mono-psychic team, with her Alakazam a big factor in her wins. Her opponent is Wally, our friendly rival from Hoenn, who has evolved from a weak trainer into a formidable foe. His team is balanced, helmed by his ace Gallade. So far in the tournament, Wally has taken down Malva, Candace, Irida, and Dojo Master Mustard. Next up, another gym leader. It's Maylene from Sinnoh, and she is taking on Commander Kamado. Maylene rode some solid type advantages through her block, beating Glacier, Infin, Akari, and Cyrus on her way to round 5. Her fighting squad is pretty well rounded, but a few Mons struggle on tight coverage. Her opponent, Kamado, has a more balanced squad, leaning more into physical than special attackers. On his path to round 5, Kamado beat Barry, Mira, Fane, and Iono. A second consecutive win over a gym leader would give him a spot in the quarters. The wild card of the tournament is next. It's Saguaro, and he takes on Somek or Battles from the Ore region. Saguaro rode some luck and an unconventional team to beat Avery, Benny, Lucian, and the feared Getsus to win Block 11. Now, his team is balanced on type, but it's a pretty eclectic mix. The tricky Pachirisu and the unexpected Aloma Mola can do some damage with special weapons in his back pocket. Somek, by comparison, commands a heavy-hitting team, mostly physical attackers and with great options to set up. After a close win over Juan in round 1, Somek cruised through his block, taking down Caitlyn, Giacomo, and Aaron along the way. In Battle 7, 2 absolute titans of the competition face off. All the more intriguing that Turo and Sada were once a romantic couple. AI Turo ripped through Block 13, taking out Watson, Drayden, Hala and Leon with his stacked Paradox team, captained by Iron Valiant. AI Sada also has a Paradox team with Roaring Moon at its centre. She's looking to carry on further after wins against Shauna, Dexio, Kahili and N. And finally, Professor Kukui will try his luck against Sinnoh champion Cynthia. After poor showings in previous tournaments, Kukui has eked out 4 wins this time around, beating May, Roxy, Clay and Arvin. Sorry AI professors, the whole family couldn't make the finals this time around. Kukui has a strong Alolan team, with Incineroar at his side as the best fit starter. Cynthia brings her BDSP team, and yes, it's absolutely insane. She won the Masters 128 last year with this squad. Can she make it back-to-back championships? So far, she's brushed aside 4 pretty strong trainers: Byron, Melanie, Sycamore and Dendra. Kukui will be her first proper test. And there you have it, our final 16 for the World Tour. 8 of these trainers will carry on to the quarterfinals, 8 will go home. Let's kick off round 5. The Elite 8 trainers of the World Tour are Blue, Lance, Gladion, Wally, Kamado, Somek, AI Sada, and Cynthia. I think it's pretty fair to say that the favourite for each round 5 battle came out on top, but it certainly wasn't easy for all of them. Blue pulled himself out of a tight corner to take a win over Riley right at the death. Lance started slow against Agatha, losing 2 Pokemon early, but ground out a close win. From there on, we started to get some one-sided battles. Gladion was never really in doubt against Poppy, and Wally really dominated Sabrina. But Kamado had to put in work to beat Maylene, winning a Heracross versus Heracross speed tie to avoid a one-on-one. Somek broke the hearts of Sawaro's fans. I know a lot of you were wanting this underdog to go far, and my man AI Turo didn't have enough firepower to beat his ex. Sada carries on to face Cynthia. Now that is a quarterfinal. In the final battle, Cynthia was never in danger of losing to Kukui, winning a reasonably comfortable battle. So, here are our final 8 trainers, and in the next video, we will crown the champion. That video will feature the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the championship battle. Who do you think will win the title? If you're enjoying this series, thanks for sticking around. I've been working on this tournament for about 6 months. It's been a massive grind. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button to show your support. It really means a lot and helps this channel to grow. I'm PokeDad. See you at the final video next week.